All right, let me ask you a question. What if someone came up to you and said, hey, you can earn 2 crore rupees in just 2 months? Sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, that's the exact promise made in a presentation from a group called the Trendsetters Club. So today, we're going to deconstruct their project plan 4 and see exactly how they claim this is even possible. Let's get into it. I mean, their whole pitch really hangs on this one giant question, doesn't it? It's designed to just stop you dead in your tracks. 2 crore rupees. We're talking roughly $250,000 US in just 60 days. It feels impossible. And that's exactly the point. It's a claim so bold, you just have to know the answer, right? So, what's their response? Well, their answer is immediate. It's absolute. And it's just full of confidence. They say, yes, you absolutely can. Just like that. No hesitation, no room for doubt. This is a classic sales technique, right? You state something incredible as a fact, and then you promise to show everyone the secret way to get there. Okay, so that's the 2 core question right there. How on earth is this supposed to work? Let's unpack the mechanics of this thing step by step, exactly how they lay it out in their pitch. So the first thing they do is make it sound super simple. They present this whole thing as a straightforward 3-step process. You really have to notice the focus on simplicity. That's a huge selling point. It's designed to make this massive promise feel like something anyone could actually do. All right, so it all kicks off right here with a single investment. Think of it as your price of admission. It's the very first concrete step that anyone interested in this plan has to take. And what's the first action? Honestly, it's almost funny how simple it is. It's not some complex application process. Nope, it's just a Google form. And you gotta believe that's intentional. A super low barrier to entry like this makes saying that first yes incredibly easy. Okay, so once you fill out that form, they send a product to you. But check out the payment method, cash on delivery. Now, this is actually a pretty clever move. It's designed to build trust by taking away that initial risk of paying for something online. You'd only pay when the product is physically in your hands. And here we get to the magic number, 2,000 rupees. That's it. That's the total cost to get in. You can bet this amount was chosen really carefully. It's low enough that for a lot of people, it feels like a totally accessible, low-risk investment. So what do you actually get for that 2,000 rupees? You get a physical product called the Copper Combo Set. It's got 1 bottle, 1 jug, and 4 glasses. And look, having a tangible product like this is absolutely crucial. It's what makes the whole initial transaction feel, legitimate. But let's be real, the product isn't the main point here. It's really just the ticket to get in the door. The real engine of this plan, at least according to them, is the recruitment strategy. This is where all that exponential growth is supposed to come from. And here you can see the core mechanism laid out. It's a pretty classic multi-level marketing or, pyramid structure. And it's all based on duplication. So it works like this. You join. Then you have to add 4 people under you within a week. Then those 4 people each have to go out and add 4 more. And this whole process is supposed to keep going for 6 levels. On paper, hey, it just looks like simple math. And this quote right here from their own speech is pretty much the essential philosophy of any MLM. When your team succeeds, you succeed. See how that frames it? It makes recruitment sound less like a sales tactic and more like you're helping other people. Your success completely depends on your downline being able to go out and recruit too. So, really, the central claim is this. If everyone just follows this one simple rule of duplication, the network is just gonna explode in size. And that is how you supposedly get to 2 crore rupees in 2 months. The entire promise rests on this one idea of a perfect, uninterrupted chain of people recruiting people. But of course, the pitch doesn't just stop with the copper set. No way. Plan number 4 is framed as just the first step in a much, much longer and supposedly more lucrative journey. Now, this is a really critical pivot in their presentation. Just when you think you understand the first plan, bam, they reveal it's not just a one-time thing. What they're really selling is the idea of a continuous, long-term income stream. So it turns out plan number 4 is just one chapter in a much bigger book. It's part of a whole series they call the Top 13 Essentials of Life, which, implies there are 13 different plans and products coming down the line. And this is the real long-term hook. The network you build in plan number 4 isn't just for that copper set. That very same team, your downline, supposedly moves with you through all 13 plans. The promise is that you only have to do the really hard work of recruiting people one time. And of course, like any good sales pitch, this one ends with a really strong call to action. The whole focus shifts from explaining the plan to pushing you to make an immediate decision. Their final push is to direct people to their website. They tell you to go there and see the full financial projections for all 13 plans. And they promise that, the numbers will speak for themselves. It's a smart way to try and deepen your commitment. Just get you to take one more small step. And then the pitch closes with this really powerful line, which puts all the responsibilities squarely on you, the potential recruit. It frames the whole decision not as a risk, but as a choice between grabbing a huge opportunity or just letting it slip away. Which, it kind of leaves us with one final crucial question. In their speech, they deliberately call this a movement, not just a business plan. And that language is really powerful, isn't it? It sells community and a shared purpose, not just copper pots. So it really makes you wonder, what's the line between a financial plan and a collective movement? And at what point does the belief in that movement start to overshadow the actual math of the plan itself?